Doorbell ring, and the doorbell rings when people come into the Zooms. Where did my pen disappear? Hold on, everybody. Hold up. I have my pens. I know what happens to my pens. You have little ones that are under 4 feet tall. That's typically where the pens disappear to. At least that's what I've seen. John Root. What up, brother? Driving. I like that. Driving. What up, Noah, Latrice, Jill? For those of you taking notes, hey,
Stuff
Fran,
and
good
stuff.
morning to you. Good morning. Good morning, Dawn. Good morning, Tiffany. Jessica, good morning to you all. For those of you that are on here today, you're probably wanting to make some more money this summer. You're probably trying to figure out what it is that you want to do so you're in the right spot. Is what I'm going to share with you. Just making a couple uh, notes on, of course, this pen. I even brought a pencil just to be in case. So I don't. So I don't know about you all, but this market has been a little challenging. Okay. Just don't run out of energy. No, I feel so much better than I did last week. I'm like a totally different person. Last week was tough sledding last week. I'm not even gonna try to pretend I was having fun. Um, I was talking to, I don't think Amanda's on here. She received an offer on one of her properties, and I could say this because she's doing CE. She's the one that was doing CE, and she's like, I need to talk to you, but I can't talk between 9 and 6. I was like, okay, all right, that should be very simple for me to be able to get you in. Um, and what happens is sometimes, Sherry, it's kind of like when the investors want to give you a cash offer and everybody wants a cash offer, and then they get the cash offer and they're like, well, damn, I can't, that's way too low. Well, I can't promise you what it's gonna. You ask for a cash offer, I give you I just answer what it is, and I can't. That's what happens when you get a cash offer. You're paying for convenience. So Amanda gets an offer, and she's like, "My sellers aren't very happy with it." I said, "Okay." I don't know anything about the property at all. I'm just like, could you tell me a little bit more about the property so I can answer some questions? And I'm kind of like in a high D mode, Marty, because like I only have like 7 minutes and I don't have time to hear the whole story of whatever it is, and I don't care about the emotional state of the seller. I say that nicely, but at the time period, I don't have time. And I was just like, "Well, what do you mean they're not happy with it?" They're like, "Well, it's." I said, "Well, what's the purchase price?" She's like 559. I said, "What's the offer?" 559. I said, "Okay, but they're asking for $10,000 in seller concessions." I'm like, "That's less than 3%. How long has it been on the market? 3 days." I'm like, okay. Like, do you understand how many people have homes that are on the market that are sitting there for 30, 60, 90 days and they're not moving? There's no showings. It is crickets galore. It's been like price drop after price drop, and we're still not having it take place. Oh, I thought I heard that. And Amanda's a really good agent. I said, you're getting involved with the seller's emotions. You got to come across and you got to be like, no, let me just tell you how exciting this is to be able to get an offer that you got something to work with. Like, I'm begging and pleading, wishing somebody would give me an offer to work with. Okay. So the first thing that I want you to write down in your notes today, and this, I'm going to give you a lot of notes today because there's a lot of different, not everybody's going to want to do everything, but this is really important because our market is pivoting and changing. And I'm not here to scare you by any means. I'm just here to share with you that our real estate market is going to drastically shift these next 3 months, and it's not going to be a good shift. It's not going to be in a good way. You're not suddenly going to have your phone blowing up. There's not going to be abundance of buyers knocking through the door. There's not going to be a lot of sellers begging and pleading for you to get their house sold or get it on the market. It's going to be slim pickings. And the people who are willing to bust their tail and to talk to more strangers and figure out ways to get in front of people, I'm, I'm telling you, I don't like doing this stuff, but it's videos. You have to do more videos. Okay. You have to put it in the chat right now. How many live videos, informative videos, or any type of real estate videos, you're not like what you're eating, not like some sort of silly little goofball thing that like watch this firework over here and somebody's hand fall off. Like, no, like a legit, not somebody's head getting hit by a golf ball, like really true real estate content. Because I share controlling the narrative. Put in the chat how many videos you're doing per week. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Okay, Jesse, thank you. 0. Maybe. How do you do maybe? Fran, are you either doing 3 or not doing 3? I was like,
No,
maybe
that was
3.
total. That wasn't per week. That's
Oh,
total in my lifetime.
oh
Sorry.
gosh. Okay. So per week, I want to know per week what you're doing. Per week, how many videos you're doing. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Be honest. Everybody's got to answer. Don't be shy. There's no wrong answer. You already got people with zeros. None yet. However, I'm truly working on the rollout. Okay. 11. All right, D. 11 videos. Good. All right. So if you're not following D Owens, get in touch with D Owens and see how she's doing her 11 videos. When is she doing the videos? What type of content she's doing with the videos? What type of feedback is she getting? How is she doing it? Ding, ding, ding. I'm trying to give you ideas of people you can have conversations with of who's doing it. Latrice is doing 1 or 2. Okay. This is going to be really important. They're saying more and more, we got to do videos. All right. And they got to be education videos, and they got to have a little bit of, I want you also to put in their virtual hooks. Virtual hooks. Okay. I don't know if you saw the picture that they the girls did of me. Let's see. I was just like, why did we do this video? But for this picture, let me see it right here. But like it gets people look. Okay. Here's was our flyer we did. And I'm like, why did we pick the flyer that has my freaking golf ball in my head? Well, it's a visual hook. It's like, what is he doing? My greatest, as crazy it sounds, I had over 1,000 views when I was doing my video of me hit my stupid head with a golf ball. Like, I guess people like injury, they like emotion, they like that stuff. But that's what gets it's different. So you have to figure out ways to do visual hooks. Okay. Something I do, I get a little tripod, and something I'll be doing today is this will be my microphone, and I'll be talking on here and creating different microphones. I'll be talking on here saying something like this. These are all visual hooks that I want you to do. Less than 2 minutes. This is going to be outside your comfort zone. All right. These are things you need to do. If you're going to do an education long video, I want you to go to TikTok. 7 minute plus, 7 to 10 TikTok. Short little blurbs. You're staying in Instagram, 30 seconds. YouTube shorts, less than 3 minutes. Okay. This is how you get your engagement. These are things that you have to start to do, because when you're sitting around bitching, whining, and complaining, you have no business. Stop doing that and start doing a video. Get at least a content out there. Sherry, for those of you, John, for those of you that are in the investing world, I would find a deal that is really out there. It could be like, hey, here's a property that I think you can get a good ROI on. Let me just tell you what the rental rate is on this property. Let me tell you what you can purchase it for. And this is something that I would really strongly recommend getting into your buy box. Hey, here are top 4 Facebook groups that I'd recommend you using. and share with them the 4 Facebook groups. Sherry, tell them about an REI video or meeting that you went to. Hey guys, just got out of this meeting. Here are 3 takeaways that I needed to share with you. This stuff all is the energy you need. I shared it with you last week on Tuesday when I didn't want to do that podcast show and I was just miserable beyond belief. I've met amazing people because I stuck it out. You got to find things outside the box. So write this down. Where am I going to think outside the box? Where can my outside the box business be? What uncomfortable feeling am I willing to do to try to get business? These are things that you need to start to think about. For my AI people, go into ChatGPT. As much as I loved everybody's ChatGPT, I did the same thing. Please create for me a sketch of all the different things you think about me and draw a picture of me and tell me how much blah, blah, blah. Okay. We all did that in some capacity. Maybe we did, maybe we didn't. But here's the thing. I did it so I can make fun of myself. Ask ChatGPT, knowing everything that you know, where are 3 other places in the real estate that I could find some business? Where are some opportunities you think I can grow from? Based off of everything that I've shoved into Claude, shoved into ChatGPT, where are some areas that I can get real estate business? Where are some uncomfortable zones that you think I should be, what I should be doing? Now, the reason why I share this with you is because, let me see. Which one's going to give me my best chart for y'all? I guess I'll share with you a couple things here. Why I say this is because every leading indicator that I have is showcasing that the interest rates, what does that line look like to you? Does it seem like a very big, suddenly a ski slope? Does it seem like a casual dip? Does it seem like anything except going flat, straight across the board? Why this is important is because there's no energy following us anytime soon. We are going into July, which is the greatest vacation month in the United States. We're going into a month where everybody is completely off of school, colleges, high school, middle school, like everybody's partying and playing and forgetting about their problems. Would you agree? Yes or yes? Put a yes in the chat if you agree with me. Like, that's what you're walking into, all. I'm not any different. And it hits me like a 2x4 being like, well, what the hell am I going to do? What is it that I'm going to be able to do? Because how many of you want to stay in real estate? How many of you want to do it? I want to stay in real estate, but I'm going to be honest with you. My real estate business sucks. It's terrible. I'm not getting the business that I typically get. I typically do $4 million per quarter. On a good year, $7 million a quarter. I mean, not 7 million, 6 million. I'm barely getting to 3 million. And I'm a coach. I'm a teacher. I'm a guy that's out there just balling it, crushing it, and doing. No. The reality is the transaction count is low. And when you have a low transaction count, that means you're not getting a lot of business. So what do I have to do? How do I survive? How do I make the money that I want to make? Because the projection I'm supposed to make is over $800,000 this year. So guess what? Let's go back to question number 1 that I asked you all to do. What can I do differently? What is going to put me outside the box? And honestly, it is literally the investing side. And I have to thank Sherry 100% because Sherry's the one that kept telling me, Brock, you have a real estate license. Why aren't you doing these more investing type of things? I was just like, I don't know. Sherry, put your phone number in the chat because everybody should call you today. Everybody should call Sherry today. Sherry's like, damn, Brock, do you understand my schedule today? But put your number in the chat, Sherry, because it doesn't matter where you are in this country. Sherry got me off my ass and told me that I need to do this. Noah, that's on here, he's from Charleston. The guy freaking left his car dealership company all, doesn't have a real estate license, and I guarantee he's making more phone calls than many of you on here. You have to do things differently. So I started to do things differently in wholesales, innovations, and investings, going into these podcasts, doing these things, going into these Facebook groups. How many of you were here a couple weeks ago when we heard from our boy Jamie, who did TikTok videos for walkthroughs? Put in the chat how many walkthroughs everybody's done. Put it in the chat. How many walkthroughs has everybody done? I'm sure it's probably abundant, probably doing like 6 a week. How many were doing it? Okay, I don't see anybody. Maybe you guys are still trying to find your numbers on your keyboard. Maybe you're still trying to do it. He was on here, all freaking told you what to do. Still nobody's put at least one. Has anybody done it? I mean, Latrice, I tell you, do one every week. Maybe she's driving. She can't get to her numbers yet. One. Okay. She's supposed to do more than one a week, and that was 4 weeks ago. So she's like behind. And she knows it, and I can say that to her. I get to coach her later today, so she'll hear it from me. But we want business, right? We all want business. We all want to crush it. We all want to make it. We all want to go on vacation. My daughter Brielle asked me last night at the dinner, Dad. Oh, that's my mom's voice. Dad, where are we going for vacation in August? I was looking and I found something in the Bahamas. Excuse me? Bahamas. Yeah, Dad, Bahamas. I also was looking at Cabo. One of my friends just came from Cabo. Really? Who's your friend? Porter. Well, you know what? Next time Porter says that to you, why don't you ask her if you can go with her? Why don't you ask her if you can go with her? Because maybe Porter's family can let you go. Because this family right here is not letting you go. We're not going to Cabo. Okay. Like, where do you come up with these? Well, I know where you come up with these. Your friends. And it's not like I don't want to go to Cabo. Cabo sounds great. But I'm also not in a financial position to be able to do that. I just had to drop a ton of money on my divorce that I finally, after 5.5 years, over $100,000, I'm finally getting myself out of it. But I was like, and that's what Sherry said to me, because Sherry's like, Brock, you need to invest. And guess what? Limiting belief. Sherry, I don't have any money, Sherry, because I lost it all in my divorce and I don't have anything, Sherry. And she looked at me. She's like, we don't need your damn money, Brock. We use private money lenders and we do this and we can get this. And I was like, why do I coach people not to have limiting beliefs? And here I am looking at myself, creating excuses in my head. Guys, I just put an offer on 2 properties for $500,000. I don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out. And people are like, man, see, Brock, I told you you have money. I said, I don't have any money. I just told you I have no money. I didn't put any money down on it. I just learned how to wholesale it. That's what I learned. And then I told the listing agent, keep your job. I'll pay you your commission because I can't own it or have any equitable rights to it and sell it at the same time. You want to do something this summer, all? Go find every listing on the MLS that's over 365 days to 1,000 days. Go to PropWire and start calling people. There you go, John. Raising the roof over there. This is what you do. You think outside the box. And then maybe you're like Marty on here, who is a Claude genius, and you go into an Arch agent and you find every expired in the last year. You download in an Excel sheet and then you upload it into Claude and say, please tell me the greatest return or the greatest opportunity. Look in public records, look online, look everywhere across the board, and give me a list of 30 names that I should call based off of every expired over the last year. If you're not writing this stuff down, all you need to. You can't do what I tell you to, or you can't do the simple thing. Call FSBOs and expires. That's all you need to do. Just call that. No, unfortunately, it doesn't happen as much as it used to happen. So you got to think outside the box. You can't do a freaking video and expect your business to bloom. But it's part of the ingredient because you still got to get it out there. These are just things that it's like when you're fishing all now, you can't just put out one rod. You got to fish with a freaking net all across the boat. And just like when Peter and Simon and Paul, they came off from fishing and they're exhausted, and Jesus is like, nope, we got to go back out again. And we need you to go back out into the deep waters. And you're like, what the hell? I just worked. I've been grinding. It's February. I mean, it's May. I'm supposed to go on vacation. I'm supposed to do this. There's no business. It sucks. Nope, you got to get back on your boat and you got to go to the deep waters. And the deep waters means that you got to travel a little bit further because we all want to fish where it's easy. We want to do videos that are easy. And you got to go all the way out. And then you even got to cast them on the same exact side with the same exact net. But you got to have the faith that it's going to work. But the only way you do it is you got to take your tail and you got to get out there and do it. It's just action, plain and simple. And some days it's going to work out well for you, and some days it's going to suck. And unfortunately, there's going to be more days that are going to suck with it than anything else. Now, another term you can study is wholetailing. And why are wholesaling it? So why am I wholesaling it?
Yeah. Can I ask you a couple questions? Can I just like invade your meeting right quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So if there's a bank out there that'll loan you money on that without doing an income check, without income verification, without doing a credit check on you, they loan on the property's value, right? And your exit strategies kind of thing. Why would you wholesale it? Why would you wholetail it? Why are you not trying to keep that as a rental property for yourself and begin your cash flow into it? Get into real estate investing that way. Why are you trying to sell them, man? What are you doing?
So my limiting belief would be because I only stay I keep within my knowledge. So I don't obviously I didn't know that. So I'm just like, well, I know how to wholesale and I could still make a return of like 30,000 and I could do that like in the next 40 days. So I was just like, well, so I just immediately go to that. See, I'm thinking this is a really good question because I'm telling you literally what I was thinking is I have short-term thinking on trying to get a return for my money. I'm not thinking long-term because now that you say that, exit 38 is going to be happening off Interstate 77. Well, exit 38 because it's right down off of Morrisville Highway, and it already has two tenants in there, and it already has a good ROI. I just don't think long term. Why? Because my brain doesn't think that way. That's why you got to. That's why you got to go to meetings. All that's why I tell you to go to groups. Okay.
Yeah.
So Sherry, we have to have a conversation because I didn't. I like. I don't think I like. I'm telling you all, that's why you go to these groups because they make you think differently. Because I'm not even thinking that. I'm thinking, how can I get my money quickly without having any of my money coming out of my bank account? Because I got to figure out how to pay for Aruba to go to frickin', the Bahamas in August. Like, those are the
Well,
things that are in my head on what it is. A person, John Root, you need to talk to because John Root's very, very intelligent and John and Sherry, you two definitely need to have some conversations. And Mildred, I saw you too. Sherry's numbers in there, but yeah, I mean, obviously Sherry. That's why Sherry, we need to talk more.
well,
Um,
and let me just say this to you right quick, because if
yeah.
you wholesale it, that $30,000 you're going to get out of it, you're going to pay taxes on it, right? So if you're going to pay taxes on that money, then why aren't you trying to burr it? I mean, if y'all don't know what the BRRRR method is, BRRRR, buy, rehab. I don't know. I don't remember all the letters right now, but you can BRRRR it. And what that method does is when you rehab it and rent it, you can pull the money out of it in a cash out refi. That money is tax free. So you can still make your money on it, but without paying taxes on it. Yeah, it's going to take a little bit longer, but you're still getting your money. So that's just something to consider. And I'm going to back out now. Y'all call me if you want to talk about getting into real estate investing, because it makes me crazy sometimes when I think about how much of a head start real estate agents have to get into real estate investing, and you're not taking advantage of that. So let's have the conversation. You've got my number. Let's talk about it.
Let's do this. Put a
Sherry,
5 in the chat. How many of you would like me to bring Sherry back like in 2 weeks on our next Power Players and have her talk about investing and different things about that? Leah, go ahead.
I just was going to ask, not to take over, but like reserves, would you maybe do a few wholesale deals to have a little bit of reserves in case when you're renting it out, you've got repairs or maintenance or something that comes up? But that might be in the class that hopefully we do with you. But like you don't want to go into it without anything at all. Like say you're somebody that wants to get into that investing and the renting and you grasp the concept, but would you want to have like X amount of reserves for repairs or things that come up?
Of course. And when you're
Yeah.
rehabbing a property, I'll show you how to put reserves in there, because when you're taking a loan out on an investment property and you're getting, let's say you're using a hard money loan, right? Your hard money loan will cover your purchase price and your rehab money. So I'll show you how to build into your budget, right? Because your hard money lender wants to know where every dollar is going. So you're going to allocate every dollar, but I'll show you how to put money into your budget that's movable, that's floatable, right? Because every house has a
Yeah.
surprise. Yeah.
Got it. Brock, please bring Sherry on. That would be awesome.
I certainly will. I told you she's a wealth of knowledge, and she makes me think differently all the time. And it's so
I got a
important.
question.
Yeah.
When you're done, I got a question.
Yes, Latrice. Let's just get Latrice on the sides. Today's open mic day. Go ahead, Latrice.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry for cutting you up, but while it's in my head, so I was listening about, the wholesaling and the investing and all that, and I'd like to know, they say there's the sweat equity way to get these properties. Is that like to come across these properties? Is that the FSBOs and the expires, or is there another way to like? I hear about driving for dollars. So can someone shed some light on that, on how do we find these
Yes.
wholesale
Yes.
distressed investing, properties?
Yep. What driving for dollars simply means, from a wholesaler standpoint or a real estate investor standpoint, or you guys, right? Us, we're on the road every day. You're going in different neighborhoods. You're checking out different things. When you find a house that looks overgrown, right? The grass is high. The mail is piled up, or there's newspapers piled up at the door, if anybody still gets newspapers today, right? But you know what a house looks like that's not being taken care of, right? What if you just wrote down that address and decided to look into, what is the person that owns the house? Do they live there? Do they live in another state? Is it some reason that house is in disrepair, right? But sweat equity, when you say those words, that's just one of the ways you can find houses like that. But sweat equity typically refers to you doing some of the work in the house yourself, right? You literally sweating and doing some of the work. Y'all, I'm just going to tell you right up front, I love demo. Put a sledgehammer or a hammer in my hand any day, y'all. It's the greatest stress relief you'll ever have. Like, let me tear apart a kitchen. Let's go, right? So, but sweat equity, that's typically what that means when you hear them say sweat equity. But I typically, like what I've done in the past, is use a lot of wholesalers to help find my properties that I've invested in, and wholesalers do all the work. Like when you see signs on the road that say we'll buy properties for cash, that's a wholesaler that's putting that out there. If you've gotten a postcard in the mail, sometimes it says, hey, if you have a rental property, or if you have anything, if you've ever gotten a postcard in the mail that says we'll buy your property for cash, or hey, are you looking to sell something? That's a wholesaler that's sending those. And wholesalers will send anywhere from 500 to 4,000 postcards a month, right? I mean, they're buying these, they're getting these lists from PropStream or Dealmaker, and they're sending these out to people that are in pre-foreclosure or in foreclosure, or people that are behind on their electric bill, right? Because we all know that if you're not going to pay your bills, or if you're choosing what bills to pay, when you get to the point where you're not paying your electricity bill, things things are in trouble, right? Because you want your lights on, right? You want your power on. But that's what that means. There's a lot of different ways to find properties.
Thank you so much.
I was going to share with you guys this chart right here as part of topic today is our foreclosures activities rising. Okay. So why we're even talking about some of this stuff or where I was thinking outside the box is, we are seeing foreclosures rate rise. There's a chart. You could see where the foreclosures were at one point. And how they're starting to increase. But there's a chart here, right here. This right here shares with you where they're prioritizing, just like Sherry said. Okay. If you want to go look, you're going to start to see auto loans, credit card loans, and student loans. Those are going in the back end. People are fighting as much as they can to keep their house, but they're not going to pay their house before they don't pay their electricity. Okay, because they want power. Why? Because they want to have their cell phone. They want to be able to go out to dinner and pretend that they got their life put together, use the credit card that's pretty much maxed out completely, and drive their car that they're not even paying for to come home to just at least power to charge their cell phone. Like those are the main things people pay is electricity and their cell phone bill. All right. Those are the two main payments that people do. And this is if you want these charts, I'm going to share with you guys a bunch of charts because these are the narratives that I'm going to give you all. These are the videos you need to be doing. You can go to PropWire, PropStream, Dealmaker. They have there's programs on there to tell you like, can I get the foreclosures? Can I get the pre-foreclosures? Take that data, be like a Marty, grab it, download it, get it into Claude and say which one of these has the greatest delinquency, what month do these people go under foreclosure, pre-foreclosure, what month, because this is all public record. And ChatGPT and Claude can go into public record and get this content. Like I'm dealing with one right now. It's a 1-bedroom, 1-bath that I'm trying to sell for $75,000. And the AVM is $155,000 that they got. And they're looking for a cash buyer on it. And so like these are the things. That's why you go into these meetings all because then people get you into it. And then you get to a Sherry and then Sherry's just like, wait a minute, Brock, hold on a second. Sherry, I'm just going to give you all these deals because like I'm just trying to work through them, I guess. So these are the things but I don't get these deals to make Sherry cringe unless I'm studying this data. Now, why is this important? Is because you need to do videos about this. All right. Here's the breakdown of the videos you can do. Okay. Here's the breakdown. On Mondays, I want you to start to working on buyer opportunity videos. Buyer opportunity videos on Mondays. All right. Where's a great deal? Where's an investment property you can find? Where's a days on the market that's sitting there for 400 days? How many of us got a property that's in a great neighborhood? Put a me in the chat if you know a neighborhood that the homes move very quickly or they used to get freaking 20 to 30 offers on. How many of you know a neighborhood that 3 years ago, 4 years ago, that if you just even whispered to somebody that you had a listing in this neighborhood, that you would have 20 to 30 offers? How many of you have a neighborhood like that? Put a me in the chat if that was you, because it was like freaking craziness here in Charlotte. Now, okay, I guess I'm the only one. Nobody has those. But back in the day, this used to really happen. All right. Thank you, Marty. I need somebody. I'm like, somebody had to. I mean, we were getting 10, 20, 30 offers on properties. What I want you to do, those same neighborhoods, I want you to go back to those neighborhoods and see what's active. And when you go back into those neighborhoods, you're going to find homes that are on the market for 30 days, 40 days. Wait a minute. 3 years ago, we would have 20 people. Now I'm on there for 30 days, 45 days, 60 days, 90 days. Yes. And then go, and that is a buyer opportunity. Yes or yes. Hey, all. This is Curtis Pond here in Mooresville, North Carolina. I'm right outside of it. Call the real estate agent. Hey, Marty, this is Brock. I wanted to do a video to try to see if I can attract some buyers. I would market you as a listing agent. Would you mind if I did a video right outside the house here and just showcase the property? I just think this is a really great buyer opportunity. Yeah, Brock, not a problem at all. Are you sick? Like you really drove there to do that video? And they're probably thinking to myself, like, I should have done this, right? I probably should be doing this. How many of you could go find property today, yes or yes, in a neighborhood that used to go and sell very quickly? That's probably there's a home sitting on there on the market more than 30 days. And you go, you call the agent, say, I'd like to do a marketing video. Just going to do a Facebook Live on this video about your house. I want to try to see if I can get some activity. Do you care? Great. Thank you so much. That's a buyer opportunity. Hey, y'all. I'm outside of 123 Banana Street right here in Mooresville, North Carolina. 3 years ago, these homes used to go at 20 offers and the house be on the market for 1 hour. This one, same street, has been here for 45 days. Okay. And I just want to share with you how amazing this house is. This is a great opportunity, y'all. If anybody's thinking about buying or selling in this area, maybe you don't even want to bring the other real estate agent involved. Maybe you're like, you know what? I don't even want to get the other agent. The other agent sucks. They don't call me back. I hate them, but I don't want to miss out on this opportunity because somebody's going to create an excuse. Well, Brock, I don't want to do that. I don't want to talk to them. Okay, whatever it is. Then fricking go to the pool or go in front of the subdivision and have the fricking subdivision in the background and say, hey, I'm outside this subdivision that used to have homes on the market here that would sell in hours. And there's 4 active properties in this neighborhood right now. If you were a buyer thinking about this and you want an opportunity, and then what I would do, let's see if I can do this here real quick. Hold on. Right here. Let me just share with you this. Did I ask if you guys want my slides? Put your email in here if you want my slides. Then you would take this and maybe just take your phone and turn it around or take a screenshot of it and put it in the comment section of your video and be like, let me just share with you what happens at a $400,000 average day on the market. The home that was listed at $400,000, the longer it goes on the market, it actually drops this much. I'm at within 30. This house has been on the market for 70 days. We listed it based off of $400,000. Okay. At 3 months on the market. For those of you with numbers really good, what is that? That's $40,000. Is that right? 10%? Did I just do the numbers correct? 10% all? Is this information you can be able to share with the buyer? There's a buyer opportunity, all that this property, that this home that typically is on the market for 75 days, we usually get 10% off what the list price was. If you're looking for an opportunity, here's this neighborhood. Could you do that once a week? Yes or yes? Could you go, do you have more than one neighborhood in your neighborhood? Yes, or in your area? Yes or yes? But people want to bitch and cry and say they don't have opportunities. Number two, on Tuesdays, seller pricing tips. Seller pricing tips is what you want to do on Tuesdays. Hey, y'all, let me tell you some strategies of what we got going on. Do we know when the greatest number of expireds end up expiring at what part of the month? The first of the month. What is today? The 28th. How many real estate agents are cringing right now, begging, pleading, hoping that they can get an extension or just wishing that somebody would come look at their property before they get what? Fired. Right? This is the greatest chance. Like sellers. Pricing tips. Let me just tell you, here's an opportunity for you. Here's something that's going to take place for those of you that are on the edge of your or thinking about selling. Create whatever content that you go into ChatGPT and say, ChatGPT, this is what I'm thinking. Could you create for me some seller tips? on what's going on in the market, what we're seeing this time period. All right, we're at the end of the first half of the year, all in 2026. Wednesdays, local market. Fran, put your phone number in here. If you're not doing local market on your RPR, you need to talk to Fran. Okay, Fran is one of she's a coaching specialist with residential property reports. She could share with you. She has like a I tell her it's too cheap. She has like a coaching program for like $75 to like tell you how to do this, to be like, you can still call her all, you don't have to do, I'm just telling you, but like, she's like, this is something that you can get our AI to give you a residential property report, a market assessment. Go to ChatGPT, go to Claude, go to Marty, the genius Marty on the Claude. Do these things all to help, like, get a market analysis that way. Thursdays, foreclosure myths and truths. Foreclosure myths and truths. Okay. I would do credit card myths and truths. Automobile mortgage loans, myths and truths. These are all different things that you can talk about. You guys want to play a funny game too? This is something I'm getting ready to do. I believe every state has this. Do you have to get your car registered or inspected once a year? Right? There's usually a sticker. It's on your license plate that tells you when you got to do it or what year. Next time you're at a place that has a lot of people parking, go look at everybody's sticker. Watch how many people are behind. Look at how many stickers. I do it when I go to the gym and I'm walking back to my car just for fun, or I'm at the grocery store. I'll walk and 50% of them are expired all. What does that mean? They forget? Or they don't have the money? They're inside prioritizing what they need to pay for, and that's groceries. So these are things that you can do. Myths and truths. Talk about that. Healthcare insurance. I'm not even going to ask how many people have health insurance on here. These are some secret, silent challenges that people have because of the affordability, because of the economy, which then leads me into this. Why I ask you all who wants my slides. Guess what the greatest concern is? And this could be a video. What are most buyers concerned about right now? They're concerned about the economy and mortgage rates. That's what they're concerned about. This is information. This is what I talk about, controlling the narrative. This is data. These are things to make people. Why do people reach out to me when Sherry cringes? Is because in the investing world now, they see me as value and as a resource. So I have people calling me. And what I don't have is belief in myself that I know everything quite yet. So to me, I'm just like, well, I can sell things and I can do this and I can make money this way. But then there's another level that I have. But then you have to have removing that limiting belief. You got to believe in yourself. These are all steps that you have to go through and grow through. But this is what we do to help other people that are out there. Okay. And Friday, what I'm seeking this week, like a personal video. So my personal video this week is I am seeking for an investment property or a hard money lender or wherever the hell Sherry tells me to do later that I'm supposed to do out there. Like that's what I'm seeking for. I'm seeking help. Last week I was seeking ice and ibuprofen. That's what I was seeking last week at this time. Okay. Make it funny. Make it funny and laugh to be able to, it doesn't all have to be serious, especially when you guys went from 0 videos. Let's just be honest. A lot of you put zeros. Okay. So try to do 2 videos a week. That should be your minimum. Some ideas that you could talk about. Number 1 is the market crashing or shifting. Is the market crashing or shifting? Number 2, is inventory going up actually good news for buyers? Why sellers need precision pricing this summer? Why sellers need precision pricing this summer? Are foreclosures really rising? Automobile debt rising, credit card debt really rising? A big one is, should buyers wait for the rate to drop? Should buyers wait for the rate to drop? And last but not least, and then I'll open it up to some questions for you all, is what I want you guys to practice is when people say to you, Dennis, how's the market? How's the market? You need to be able to have a script all to answer that question. It happens many, many times, like cookouts, graduation parties. See, if you're known in your industry that you're a real estate agent, if you're known that you're an investor, if you're known in your market because you're actually doing these videos, people are going to ask you a question, how's the market? You need to be able to understand this. So I had a buyer come down from Virginia yesterday, which then I also put out there. I just did this so I can say it with confidence right now. I didn't do it before, but I had a buyer coming down from Virginia. And I would say to you, John, Latrice, Marty, Jesse, what does your buyer bag look like when they come in? Do you have a buyer bag? And I was like, I don't have a buyer bag. I don't like these people just drove here 4.5 hours and I'm just going to show up with my MLS form and be like, here you go. Of course, Dee does. She's the one that does 11 videos and she also has a buyer bag. But what does it look like? So I'm freaking like, I grabbed a bag at dollar store, grabbed some tissue paper, went into my kid's snack drawer and threw in like muffins and peanuts and like crackers, grabbed some water bottles. Then I was at the grocery store. How many of you go to the grocery store and they have like that rack that's in the front of the store or by the bathrooms that has all the magazines, relocation magazines? How many of you got a Chamber of Commerce in your area? I just freaking ransacked the magazine aisle like I haven't read in years. And I grabbed every magazine and I threw it in there. Then I grabbed a folder about their MLS and I put it in there. Then I went to a Hallmark. Yeah, they're free at the grocery store too. That's hence why I went there. That's why I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy all these magazines. They're just free. They'll probably throw them out, but it's the thought. And then I really got crazy, y'all. Then I went to the Hallmark store and I said, do you have anything here that talks about North Carolina? And I just did a video on this. I'm going to post it. These are videos you can do. Like, hey, here's what I do when I have a buyer client coming outside of my state. And I did this video, less than a minute. You'll see it soon. But it doesn't mean you got to promote it like right then and there. Like I did this video 2 days ago. It'll come out at some time. You know, only people who really know me, like, Brock, that video is old. You did that like 2 days ago, 4 days. It doesn't matter. Nobody knows. But I did the video and I got a North Carolina hand wash towel, $20. And it showed the whole state of North Carolina. Right? There's some videos, there's some content out there that talks about your state. Do y'all love your state that you live in? If you don't, move down here to Charlotte. I'm a real estate agent. I can help you. But for those of you that like your state, talk about your state. Go into ChatGPT and say, could you please create for me 10 great things about the state of North Carolina all across the entire state. Please make sure that you get every area of the state from the coastline to the mountains to as far north as Virginia and how close we are to South Carolina. Please include the 4 major metropolitan areas so I could showcase this and then create an image. There you go, Marty. There's some AI stuff. Marty likes AI. That's why. But you do that and you say, this is what my state's all about. So when I take that setup, can you do this summer all? I'm pretty sure y'all can do this, right? And then you take this, and then what you do is then you say, this is what I do when my clients relocate to North Carolina. I set it up with talking about North Carolina, why I love North Carolina, and then I bring into what I do when you want to move to North Carolina. So these are little things you can do. And then there was a really cool one that I'm getting ready to do, and it says, please create this exact same thing, but talk about the nightlife. And guess what it did on the coastline? Talked about fireworks at the beach. Charlotte, North Carolina, it talked about the concerts and where you can go at the Bank of America Stadium. Out west, they talked about what you can do in nature outside with the animals. Right? These are things you all can do. You just got to think what? Outside the box. You got to do things differently this summer to attract people to you. We can't just sit at home. If you're going to do FSBOs and expireds, make it 60 minutes a day and then move on. You still need to have those opportunities, but you need to move on and you need to find some other things to do. All right, I'll drop a 5 in the chat if you got something out of today. I'll open it up for any questions, but drop a 5 in the chat if you got something out of today. Even if it's one thing, put a 5 in the chat. It just makes me feel good that I actually bring some value, that there's something there that can help you out in some capacity, in some way. For those of you that want to dive deeper into what we're doing in the group coaching, I do this more. It's $97 a month, and we dive in a little bit more deeper. We do things a little bit more intentional on that. So if you're ever thinking about our group coaching, I'll ask you to DM me or just put group in the chat here, and I will reach out to you. We actually, Marty, and who else do I got on here? Leah, that we're doing at 11:15 today. So we do every Thursday at 11:15 to 12 o'clock roughly, but we just dive in a little bit deeper on certain things, scripts, conversations. So if you are interested in any of that, you can text me or you can type in group in the chat. And now I'll open it up to questions because I always like a couple questions. What do you use for FSBOs and expireds? Arch Agent. Arch Agent is what I use. Most of you pretty much have used it before with me. I'll put the link in the chat here that we are sponsored by them. So you can get that free for 30 days. Free for 30 days. Latrice is cheersing us. Look at Latrice. Look at, she's got her wine tumbler right there. Oh, coffee tumbler, coffee tumbler.
Hey, I got a question for you guys.
Yes, Dee.
On when you guys are purchasing your investment properties, are you, for hard money, are you doing FHA 203K loans or what loans are you using?
No, these are typically DSCR loans. They're typically hard money. Sherry, you probably typically it's a rehab or a DSCR, private money lending. Sherry, anything
Yeah.
that you want to add to that?
Yeah, yeah. Hard money loan lending has nothing to do with FHA or the government. A hard money loan, if you guys work with
Yeah.
mortgage brokers, has nothing to do with the government, right? How great. If you've got mortgage brokers in your contact list, reach out to your favorite mortgage broker or 2 or 3 today and ask them if they do hard money loans. The difference between a hard money loan and your DSCR loan. Your DSCR loan is once you get it rented, because your DSCR loan is your debt service credit ratio. Your DSCR loan is based on the rents that it's bringing in. So how it works is you take out a hard money loan for the purchase price and the rehab money. And once you get the house rehabbed up to the point you want to rent it, then the hard money loan is anywhere from 6 to 12 months only. Your hard money loan is not your typical 15 to 30-year loan. It's an investment tool is what it is. So your hard money loan is very short term. Your interest rates are going to be higher, anywhere from 8 to 18%, just depending on a whole bunch of different factors. But I'll tell you, you'll get over that percentage rate for your hard money loan when you recognize the back end of it and how much money you can make on it. So it's not, don't let that freak out about hard money loans. So you'll convert your hard money loan into a DSCR loan once you're ready to rent the property. I hope that made sense.
And that's why we'll bring Sherry back so you guys can pick her brain a little. I mean, I'm constantly always learning on a lot of this stuff. And that's why I think like it's important to understand these type of things that you can do in getting in these rooms with these people. Facebook groups, go constantly on Facebook groups. My AI people, go into ChatGPT, call on and say share with me the top 10 Facebook that has the greatest number of participants with the highest engagement for investing and wholesaling and in hard money. Please tell me the top 10 Facebook groups I should be a part of. Then you go into those 10 that they talk about, and then they'll tell you, like, if you like this group, you should go to this group. And I just freaking go into some of these groups and have conversations. And then I just tell people, hey, this is who I am. This is what I do. And next thing you know, my phone's blowing up. I got some lady, I've had to put 2 offers in, Sherry, easy when I say this. She told me to put in some offers for her that she wants to buy. I did it. We didn't get it. And then I went in and I did a wholesale on it. And to be able to get the numbers to work. So those are just things that's how you create energy. That's how you get some excitement, because it sucks when you're sitting. How many of you don't really like it when you're sitting there like, what am I going to do today? I have not done a damn thing today. I've once again made no money today. I don't feel like I really do anything at all. I just, what did I really do today? Did I even give myself even an opportunity to have a conversation with a stranger in some capacity? Most of the time people say no. And you do that over and over and over and over again. It sucks. That's why you got to have energizing conversations. That's why when I love it. I don't my calendar's jammed pretty much every day in some capacity, in some way, whether it's find Facebook groups, talk to investors, coaching people, going to do stupid videos and walkthroughs that I don't want to do, but I do them anyways. But that's how you get engagement. That's how you have conversations. Anybody else got any questions, thoughts? I did see a bunch of 5s, so I appreciate the 5s. So I'm glad it worked out for you. If I can help you in any way, some of you did text me on the group coaching, so I will get in touch with you on that, so that way you can be a part of what we're doing. For $97, I'm like, to me, it's like a no-brainer. But I guess I'm the coach, so I can say that. Anybody got anything else that they want to ask me? All right, all. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Sherry, mark it on your calendar. You're coming back in 2 weeks. We'll dive into that type of stuff. For everybody else, for those on the group coaching, I'll see you guys in about 15 minutes. And for those of you that I coach, I will see you guys later this afternoon. And I'm pretty sure none of you will be at my 7-year-old soccer game, so I won't see you this weekend. But everybody else, I'll see you guys later on at some point. Till then. See it. Look at that, Marty. I love that, Marty. You got it. She's already doing it. Way to go, Marty. Good stuff.
I would have
All
put
right,
it
all.
in the chat, Brock, but you've blocked that
I did?
option to post.
To post in the chat.
To post that image. It won't let me copy and paste it or anything. Can you undo that block?
That's a hide chat windows. And I don't try now.
Okay. No, unable to send file due to admin restrictions.
That's a little bit outside of my price bracket there. That's a J question. We will make sure, put it in the Facebook group. Put it in the Brock Zevan's Mindset Motivational Facebook group. That way we'll see what everybody missed. We'll say, look what you missed out on how to do on our power players today. And we'll do a shout out to Marty.
Okay.
Marty, did you do it with the prompt?
Yes, I did exactly.
Put the prompt in the comments. So do the post and then put the prompt in the comments. So that way people can learn right there.
Absolutely. I like all the details. Yeah.
There you go. Good stuff, all. Appreciate you, Marty. Thank you. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you all.
Bye,
Guys, have a phenomenal rest of your day, and we'll talk to everybody soon. See ya.